Hey, it's Anthony Ramos from GLAAD. Katherine, if I may start with you, curious, what was it like for you to get a glimpse of what it may have been like to be someone that was LGBTQ in the 1850s?
It was an amazing experience. I think, actors always start with the script, and this script was so strong, so well developed, so um, really like provided such rich and complex scenes. Uh, I think, I don't know if this is something that can be understood by anyone but me, but I always look for stories where, or I'm drawn to stories where it feels like there's room for the performer, especially love stories, because if there's a number of interpretations for the scene or a bit of a mystery of how we might solve them or play them, it gives you I don't know. I think it helps find the charge, the electricity in the scenes. Certainly, playing these scenes with Vanessa, I often didn't know where they were going to go, or what she was going to reveal to me, and that kind of tension is really exciting. And it was fascinating, I suppose, from a research perspective, to try to understand these women whose accounts we don't really have to look to try to understand them. Especially working class women of this period. There are no like found diaries of LGBTQ folks in this part of the world or anywhere else that I know of. I did read the Anne Lister diaries, but of course she's a privileged English woman and lived a very different life, and a little bit later. But certain ideas there was that were really helpful to me. There was a book I read. It was a series of letters between two women lovers, obviously, in the early 1900s, and there was an account of the first time that they were physically intimate, and they talked about deciding that night had been their wedding night. And obviously they were living in a time in a world where it wouldn't be possible for them to actually marry. But that idea stayed with me throughout the film. And so even though it wasn't research of the period per se, some of these ideas from like other LGBTQ accounts really helped me find the character. And I always thought about it when I was playing scene with Curbs. I don't think I ever told you, but I would, like, when I'm feeling like the surge of love in a scene, I would think, I marry you, this idea that like I can't do it, but I can feel it, I can choose it inside. And anyway, so that really helped.
Thank you so much. And then Vanessa, same question, knowing that there was really no document about LGBTQ women, in this time, how were you able to kind of get into this character? But yes, the themes are very electric, by the way.
Thanks.
Well, I learned so much about women in that time anyway, generally, just from embodying it, playing it, imagining it, having the privilege to like truly actually go there in my mind of the limitations of everything, in life. But then just made me think about all these women and men who weren't allowed to choose who they loved. And, I think that the sort of film represents with these two marriages. I mean, Katherine, Dyer and Abigail have sort of a coexistence, where they're sort of like managing, but Tallie and Finney having a really destructive, like really terrible time. And it was almost like luck of the draw who you got as a man. But if you were a woman, who wanted to be with women, and it was just, I think, the movie, I'm so proud of to be part of the film, because it just felt like that voice, from that time, that there's no documentation, there's no trace of them on paper or in journals, but there must have been so many everywhere around the world, in isolated places, in like densely populated places. But it almost felt like, that these two women got to experience a brief moment in time of that. And it made me think so much, and sort of like slightly, honor the people that have come before us that really didn't get to choose, and makes me incredibly grateful for the relative freedoms, that we have today. And yeah, I was very proud of the little film for yeah, sort of giving voice to those women for a second.
Yes, it's a beautiful film. Thank you both so much for the time, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.